Corruption watchdog CIA has filed more cases so far this fiscal year compared to the same period last year. The authority has taken several initiatives apart from its traditional activities. However, the public's grievances regarding the ineffectiveness of government units with rampant cases of corruption has sadly not changed. Good morning, I'm Amit Bakarel and these are the top stories of this hour. Chinese President Xi Jinping scheduled to arrive in Nepal on a two-day official visit this Saturday. Security in the capital beefed up for Xi's arrival. CIA files more corruption cases in the first 2 months of the ongoing fiscal year compared to last year. Service seekers say government offices still ineffective. Turkey launches a ground offensive in northern Syria hours after its warplanes and artillery began hitting territory held by Kurdish-led forces. And Nepal to face host Oman today at the Pentangular T20 series in its last match of the series. Match scheduled to start at 3:15 p.m. Nepal time. Chinese President Xi Jinping is scheduled to arrive in Nepal on 12th of October this Saturday for a two-day official visit. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs issued a press statement to confirm President Xi's visit to Nepal at the official invitation of President Vidyadevi Bhandari. President Xi is scheduled to leave for China on Sunday. During his stay in Nepal, the visiting Chinese president will meet Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli and other political leaders. Nepal plans to sign some important agreements with China during President Xi's Nepal visit. The Nepal government also plans to sign an agreement to begin the construction of the Kherung-Kathmandu railway. The government also plans to finalize the feasibility study and the detailed project report DPR of the Kherung-Kathmandu railway. Other projects that Nepal hopes to sign are to build Technical University, hydropower project and Kherung-Kathmandu tunnel under the Belt and Road Initiative. President Xi will come to Nepal after visiting India. He is scheduled to meet Chennai on 11th of October. The government has been preparing parts of route sections and cleaning and beautifying the Kathmandu metropolitan city to welcome the Chinese president. The last Chinese president to visit Nepal was Jiang Zemin in 1996. Nepal has also beefed up security for Chinese President Xi's visit. Meanwhile, the capital is being given a facelift with overnight renovation works to welcome Chinese President Xi Jinping. However, many materials used to decorate roads and bridges of Kathmandu have already started getting damaged. Right now, there are no hassling potholes and bulges on the roads from the Tribhuvan International Airport to Tinkune, New Baneswar, Maitikar, Thapatali, Tripureswar and Soti Hotel. Likewise, different display boards with attractive pictures and designs along with flowers and plants have been set up alongside the major roadways. However, many of these makeshift arrangements have been destroyed before the arrival of the Chinese presidents. Some anarchic groups of people have also been found involved in damaging the decorative items. The Kathmandu metropolitan city has spent as much as 5 million rupees just to quickly renovate the capital so as to welcome the Chinese president. The efforts, however, have turned out to be of highly temporary nature and have already started getting destroyed, which indicates that it has merely been an attempt to conceal the deformities of the city without putting in place long-term renovation works to sustain the beauty and comfort of the capital. The number of corruption cases filed by the Commission for the Investigation of Abuse of Authority (CIA) is higher this year compared to the previous fiscal year. Since the start of the ongoing fiscal year, the authority has filed corruption cases against individuals almost every day. The alleged individuals include senior public officials and middlemen. Based on the records shared by the authority, 114 corruption cases have been filed at the special court since the start of the fiscal year, involving 259 individuals. 217 of them are public officials, while 12 are middlemen. 2 of the public officials accused of corruption include 2 senior ranked officers, 6 joint secretaries and 20 deputy secretaries. The authority has taken action against individuals involved in 59 separate incidents of illicit financial transactions in the first 2 months of the ongoing fiscal year, arresting 98 individuals in these cases. 80 of these individuals are public officials caught red-handed while taking bribe. One of them holds a senior rank, while 2 are elected people's representatives. The rest of the individuals are middlemen. Apart from carrying out its traditional checks, the CIA has deployed a special team to intervene in financial irregularities. However, despite the authorities' active initiative, service seekers still have grievances regarding the ineffectiveness of government officers. According to CIA, the government must ensure accountability on part of the department heads of all public offices. Meanwhile, regardless of the increasing number of cases filed by the corruption watchdog, the body has yet to file cases against high-ranking officials for amassing wealth disproportionate to their income. Welcome back after the break. It is mentioned in the Nepal Criminal Act that it is illegal to discriminate anyone on the basis of race. However, the Dalit community in villages of Parbat district are barred from entering public places and using public infrastructures. Parbat district, which spreads at an area of 94 square kilometers, has a population of 170,000, out of which 50,000 families are Dalits. The non-Dalit settlements are usually close to the Dalit settlements. People from the Dalit community, however, are refrained from entering public places like temples, restaurants, among others. Although this kind of racial discrimination has decreased in urban areas, the situation at rural areas is the same. The racial discrimination has gained continuity also due to the lack of education and awareness. The Dalit community not taking legal actions against those practicing the ill trend has also given continuity to the discrimination. Although time-hand systems of the rule have changed, racial discrimination has not been uprooted, which has increased social problems and inequality in the society. The Kosi Tapu Wildlife Reserve is shrinking due to government's apathy and human encroachment from the residents of Sunsari, Udaipur and Saptari districts. The 175 square kilometer wildlife reserve was established in 1976 to protect wild water buffaloes. The reserve covers the wetlands in Sunsari, Saptari and Udaipur districts and consists of extensive mudflats, reed beds and freshwater marshes in the floodplain of the Saptakosi River. Due to the government's apathy to conserve wild water buffaloes, the wildlife reserve has become a grazing ground for domesticated cattle. The assimilation of domestic buffaloes has threatened the survival of wild water buffaloes. The wildlife reserve is home to a variety of flora and fauna species and also called the capital of birds. More than 450 bird species can be found in the wildlife reserve. However, the number is decreasing due to human encroachment and climate change. In 2005, the reserve, together with the Kosi Barriers, was identified as one of the 27 important bird species of Nepal. The Kosi Tapu Wildlife Reserve is the reserve to be listed in the Ramsar list in 1987. Lack of attention has also affected the prospect of tourism in the area. In our public voice segment, we had asked the travelers returning from their home districts after celebrating the Dasai festival, how has their experience with the transport services been? Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public voice.
अग्रिम बुकिङ गर्नुपर्ने रहेछ हामीलाई त्यो कुरा थाहा थिएन त्यसैले टिकट पाउन धेरै नै मुस्किल भयो
दसैँ मानेर घर फर्किँदैछौँ अनि यसो बालबच्चासँग गाडी पाइँदैन समस्या छ
12 बजे भन्यो गाडी अहिले 1 बज्न लाग्यो अहिलेसम्म आएको छैन
गाडी पनि पाइएको छैन पाएका गाडीहरुमा पनि टिकट नपाएको कारणले गर्दा हामीलाई बडो समस्या भएको छ
गाडी पनि कम छन् दसैँ मानेर घर फर्किने गाह्रो छ
हातबारीबाट इटरसम्म आउँदाखेरि चाहिँ तपाईको आधी बाटोसम्म गाडीमा म उभिएरै आएको हो यहाँ इटरीमा आएर पनि आफन्तको घरमा हिन्डुल गर्दाखेरि पनि सफारीले भाडा महँगो गरेर अलिकति हिँड्नलाई गाह्रै भइरहेको छ
भिडभाड हुन्छ अब समयमा भन्ने जस्तो राम्रो सिटहरु पाइदैन
अप्ठ्यारो नै छ अब गाडी एक त यो दसैँको बेलामा हतपत भेटिदैन भेटिए पनि बस्ने ठाउँ चाहिँ हुँदैन बस्ने ठाउँ त भन्दा नि उभिने पनि ठाउँ हुँदैन
असाध्यै गाह्रो छ गाडीमा बस्ने ठाउँ पनि छैन छतमा बसेर यात्रा गर्नुपर्ने अवस्था छ
It's time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
And the question is, why is untouchability still in practice despite having a punishable law? And options are A, lack of awareness, B, difficulty in implementing law, and C, not being a political issue. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Now the sports update.
Sports news.
Nepal is facing host Oman today at the Pentangular T20 series in its last match of the series. The match, which will be played at the Al Amarat Cricket Ground in Muscat, Oman, is scheduled to start at 3:15 p.m. Nepal time. Oman is currently in very good form and is the only undefeated team at the series. Oman defeated Hong Kong by 7 wickets in its first match of the series and created history by defeating test-playing nation Ireland by 43 runs in its second match. Oman also defeated the Netherlands by 7 wickets in its third match of the series. Meanwhile, Nepal lost its first match of the series yesterday after suffering a 13-run defeat to Ireland. Prior to yesterday's narrow loss, Nepal had defeated both Hong Kong and the Netherlands by the same margin of 4 wickets. Nepal is facing Oman for the first time today in the T20 format. In today's tough match against Oman, Nepal will have to improve its batting performance to have any chances of winning. Team Nepal, which has been impressive with its bowling performance so far at the series, will also have to focus on displaying a good fielding performance today. Nepal is playing Australia in the third match of the second round of the World Cup football qualifiers this evening. The match is scheduled to kick off at 5:45 p.m. Nepal time. Nepal may be football minnows and rank outsiders to beat Australia on their own patch in the AFC World Cup qualifier, but they'll have strident support in the stands. The Nepalese community in Australia numbers around 100,000, around half of which are estimated to live in Sydney, and they'll be travelling en masse to the nation's capital. The first batch of the 5,000 tickets reserved for Nepalese fans sold out within an hour. With more tickets now released, some within the community believe there could be as many as 8,000 cheering on the visitors. In the 2 games with Kuwait in March, Nepal was held to a goalless draw and lost 1-0 against the frustrated Middle Easterners. And that's all for this hour. Keep watching Kantipur Television SD for more news and entertainment. Have a good day.